is koolNews at noon. I am Cairo and we are live on Cool FM and News Radio 93.1 where we share some of the latest news headlines that care for you. Let's begin with our headlines. Just in! Former President Rodrigo Duterte will appear before the International Criminal Court in The Hague, Netherlands on Friday afternoon, that is Friday night Manila time, for his initial pre-trial hearing over crimes against humanity charges related to his war on drugs. Mr. Rodrigo Duterte's initial appearance is scheduled to take place on Friday, 14th of March 2025 at 2 p.m. or 14 hours, which is the Hague local time, or 9 p.m. Philippine time, before pre-trial Chamber First of the International Criminal Court, the ICC said in an advisory. The pre-trial Chamber 1, composed of presiding Judge Ilya Antonella Moktok and Judges Rini Adele, Sophie Apapini Gansu, and Maria del Socorro Foles Lira will oversee the hearing. During the initial appearance hearing, the judges will verify the identity of the suspect and the language in which he is able to follow the proceedings, the ICC said. He will be informed of the charges against him and his rights under the ICC Roman Statute, it added. Duterte arrived in the Netherlands on Wednesday night, Manila time, and was turned over to the ICC detention center in Hajsevingen, The Hague. His arrest in Manila came amid worsening relations between his family and the Marcos administration. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and Vice President Sara Duterte, Rodrigo Duterte's daughter, are embroiled in political conflict, with the latter facing an impeachment trial over allegations including an assassination plot against Marcos. Sara Duterte, who is in the Netherlands to support her father, has denounced his arrest as oppression and persecution. The Duterte family also sought an emergency injunction from the Supreme Court to block his transfer to the ICC, but it was unsuccessful. Chief ICC Prosecutor Karim Kayhan hailed Duterte's arrest as a crucial step toward accountability. Kayhan said, "Many say that international law is not as strong as we want, and I agree with that. But as I also repeatedly emphasize, international law is not as weak as some may think." The case also comes at a sensitive time for the ICC as it faces mounting political pressure. Last month, US President Donald Trump imposed sanctions on the court over its arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant for alleged war crimes in Gaza. Despite this, Duterte's arrest has been welcomed by human rights advocates. Lawyer Gilbert Andres, who represents drug war victims, said, "My clients are very thankful to God because their prayers have been answered." The arrest of Rodrigo Duterte is a great signal for international criminal justice. It means that no one is above the law. According to ICC rules, at the initial hearing, a suspect may request interim release while awaiting trial. Following the first appearance, the next step will be a confirmation of charges hearing, where the prosecutor's evidence will be elevated. The court will then determine whether to proceed to a full trial, a process that could take months or even years. Kayhan said, "It's important to underline as we now start a new stage of proceedings that Mr. Duterte is presumed innocent." Meanwhile, the International Criminal Court has taken custody of former President Rodrigo Duterte in The Hague, in the Netherlands, and is expected to hold him in the detention center for suspects also accused of crimes against humanity in the coastal district of Scheveningen. Salvador Midaldia, Duterte's former executive secretary who was on the same plane with him, told reporters outside the detention facility on Thursday that he was informed that there is no Rodrigo R. Duterte in sight and that the former president was taken by ambulance to a hospital. He said, "Up to now, they have not given us the name of the hospital. We are at a loss at this time and they are making a fool of us here," he said. I think this is part of the grand plan to kidnap the president, to extract a president from the Philippines and brought to a jet without no destination. ICC spokesperson Freddy Abdallah said in a statement that Duterte was under ICC custody at the ICC detention center after he was admitted on Thursday following medical checks. When a suspect arrives in ICC custody, the court, as standard practice, takes measures to protect the health and well-being of the suspect, he said. The Philippine Embassy in TVH said it provided consular assistance, including weather clothing and care packages, to the former president upon his arrival. It said that embassy officers had earlier called the attention of the ICC and the Dutch Foreign Ministry on the need to closely attend to and monitor the medical and physical conditions of the ex-president, who will turn 80 on March 28. A personal nurse and an aide also flew with Duterte to the HQ on the Gulfstream G550 jet. Midaldia was given a 15-day visa as Duterte's consul and granted permission to visit him on Thursday. The nurse and the aide were given a 2-day visa to allow them to rest and recover for the return flights. And Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa on Thursday claimed he was promised that not even a strand of his hair would be touched by the International Criminal Court. According to de la Rosa, this promise was made to him and former President Rodrigo Duterte by none other than President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos during a conversation in Malacanan. Duterte and his then top cop, de la Rosa, are facing allegations of crimes against humanity before the ICC in connection with the administration's drug war campaign that left thousands of people killed. The former president has already been arrested by local authorities at the request of the International Criminal Police Organization, or Interpol, and is now under the ICC custody in The Hague, Netherlands. De la Rosa said over the DZWB interview on Thursday, "I am truly saddened. I am saddened not only for myself, not only for President Duterte, but I am also saddened for the entire Filipino people, for the entire Filipino nation, that we have a president who does not keep his word. I was expecting that if you're the chief executive, you should stand by your own word, or I should say, your word. But right now, we feel betrayed because people said they told me at Malacanan that not even a hair of yours would be touched by the ICC," he said. De la Rosa lamented that he was made to believe that Marcos would not cooperate with the ICC. The senator further said, "What happened right now is that what was said is different from what was done. That's why I am saddened for the Filipino people for having a leader like him." But Marcos has already clarified that Duterte's arrest complied with the Philippines' commitments with Interpol and not because the ICC requested it. And presidential sister Senator Amy Marcos skipped on Friday the Alianza para sa Bangko Pilipinas sortie in Tacloban, saying she cannot accept what was done to former President Rodrigo Duterte. Amy Marcos said in a statement posted on her Facebook page, "Napapangumahin ako sa mga kakabayan kong away na hindi ako magkakadalo sa rally mamaya sa Tacloban. Hindi ko tanggap ang ginawa kay former President Rodrigo Duterte," she lamented. "Pinang-aralan ko ang pangyayari upang maliwanagkan ang sambayanan, makabuong ng makatotohanan solusyon patungkol sa pananggay sa dating Pangulo," she explained. It is now 12:11 p.m. as we will return with more news headlines right here on koolNews at noon. So stay along with us. We will be right back. Welcome back to Cool News at noon. Let's continue with our headlines. Two policemen killed during an anti-illegal firearms operation were awarded the Medalla ng Kadakilangan or Heroism Medal on Wednesday, March 12. Police Region 3 Director Brigadier General Juan Farjado presented the medals to Police Staff Sergeant Dennis Gudiamat, age of 36, and Police Staff Sergeant Gian George de la Cruz, age of 45. They were both intelligence officers of the Buaki Police. The men died as they were enforcing the Commission on Elections gun ban. During the awakes for the law enforcers, Farjado praised them as modern heroes who sacrificed their lives to protect the community. The officers were killed during a high-risk bypass operation wherein the armed suspects opened fire. Vowing their death would not be in vain, Farjado told the families that the Philippine National Police will provide full support to the bereaved families. Their courage and dedication will forever be remembered, she said, adding that justice will be swift. During her visit, Farjado also led prayers, provided financial aid, and comforted the grieving family, promising that the PNP will stand by them. The heroism will never be forgotten, she repeated. The Senate Blue Ribbon Subcommittee is set to conduct a motu proprio investigation into the collapse of the Capagan Santa Maria Bridge in Isabela. Senator Alan Peter Catiano was designated by his sister, Senate Blue Ribbon Chair Pia Catiano, to lead the subcommittee hearings said on Friday. In his Senate Resolution number 1322, Catiano asked for the Senate Committee on Accountability of Public Officers and Investigations, also known as the Blue Ribbon Committee, to conduct an inquiry in aid of illustration into the collapse of the 1.2 billion peso bridge, which occurred less than a month after it was opened in February. Safe and resilient infrastructure is essential to the transformation of the nation. The Blue Ribbon is to look into how the Department of Public Works and Highways deals with errant contractors to ensure that the country and the people are protected against fraudulent and abusive contractors, he said in the resolution. According to him, the hearing may also examine other problematic DPWH projects to highlight the systemic issue of alleged grift and corruption within the agency, which receives one of the largest portions of the 2025 national budget. On February 27, the bridge linking the towns of Capagan and Santa Maria collapsed when a dump truck carrying quarried stones exceeding the 45-ton weight limit attempted to cross. At least 6 people were injured and 4 vehicles were damaged in the incident. The bridge had been completed just weeks earlier on February 1, 2025 at 1.22 billion pesos. Authorities are still looking into the cause of the incident. In addition to overloading, several other factors have been cited as potential causes of the collapse, including design and construction flaws. Catiano stressed that the government must address these issues as part of its broader effort to fight corruption by not tolerating private contractors and the cohorts who back big public infrastructure projects but deliver substandard, defective, or deficient projects or services. He also noted in the Senate resolution that the incident raises serious questions about the competence of the DPWH and private contractors and directly erodes the trust reposed by the public in the agency and the government in general. And now it's time for the business. London-based debt watchdog Fitch Ratings has upgraded its viability rating on 5 of the Philippines' largest banks, offering a rosier view of these lenders' credit strength. In a March 11 report, Fitch Ratings upgraded the viability rating on Alia-led Bank of the Philippine Islands, which is BPI, Video Union Bank of the CIS Group, and TED-led Metropolitan Bank and Trustco Metro Bank by 1 notch to BBB- from BB+. Likewise, it raised the viability rating on state-controlled Land Bank of the Philippines or Land Bank to BB+ from BB. Meanwhile, Fitch Ratings lifted the viability rating on state-run Development Bank of the Philippines to BB from BB-. Viability ratings represent Fitch Ratings' primary assessment of the intrinsic creditworthiness of financial institutions. They are assigned on the familiar 19-point long-term rating scale, although using lowercase letters. Fitch Ratings also affirmed its long-term issue default ratings of BBB- on BPI, BDO, and Metrobank, all with a stable outlook. BBB- is the minimal investment grade rating. A stable outlook means that the rating is unlikely to change within the next 12 to 24 months. The government support rating of the three banks was likewise affirmed at BBB-. GSR reflects the likelihood of receiving external support in case of need. For both Landbank and DBB, the IDR was affirmed at BBB with stable outlook. In addition, Fitch has affirmed the GSR at BBB. Both state-owned banks were given the same rating as the Philippine sovereign. This IDR, one notch higher than minimal investment grade, indicates low expectation of default risk. The improved viability rating on BPI, BDO, and Metrobank was prompted by Fitch Ratings' upward revision of the Philippine banking sector's operating environment score to BBB- stable from BB+. Fitch Ratings said, "We expect the country's robust economic growth to support asset quality and revenue prospects in the near to minimum term." In the case of BBI, Fitch Ratings said the rating also reflects BBI's franchise as one of the country's three largest privately owned banks, which anchors its steady funding profile and superior asset quality relative to the industry average. For BDO, Fitch Ratings said rating also takes into account BDO's solid domestic franchise, which helps it generate quality business volume and maintain a leading funding position. For Metrobank, the debt watchdog said the rating also balances its solid franchise, superior asset quality relative to the industry, and healthy capital buffers against risk associated with high credit growth. Landbank President and CEO Lynette Ortiz said in a press statement on Thursday, "This latest rating upgrade is a testament to Landbank's sound financial foundation and resilience. With a solid capital base and an improving profitability outlook, we are well positioned to drive stronger financial performance while deepening our commitment to agriculture and other key economic sectors that fuel national growth." The improved rating, Fitch Ratings said, considered Landbank's improving capital buffers as well as its expectation of improved profitability on lower credit costs amid the resilient operating environment and sustained resolution on non-performing loans. It also reflects the risks and benefits from its strong state linkage and its status as a policy bank, Fitch Ratings added. For DBP, Fitch Ratings said the forthcoming amendments of the bank's charter that allow it to sell shares to other investors was unlikely to affect its support assessment in the near term, noting that the state must retain at least a 70% stake in the bank. Aside from the improved operating environment, the upgrade in DBP's viability rating is driven by the incremental improvement in the bank's capital buffers over the past year. It also considers the risk and benefits from its state linkages and its role as a policy bank, Fitch Ratings noted. And now let's get into the showbiz. Raisa Zenon is aware of the horrors of having a third eye since it allows her to feel the presence of unknown spirits. Despite this, she chooses to live in harmony with them, even reaching the point where she apologizes for being a disturbance. Zenon spoke about having a third eye during the media conference of Liam, when she and her fellow classmates were asked if they ever experienced any supernatural encounters. She said, "I have a third eye. I see or feel them whenever I am. Sometimes I don't pay attention to them, sometimes I talk to them. I say sorry. I apologize for disturbing them. I inform them about my presence. It's normal for me to feel or see something." So yes, this is about the Limb, which will hit Philippine theaters, which actually hit it 2 days ago actually, when it was already premiered at the 54 International Film Festival Rotterdam in the Netherlands last January. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 12:30 p.m. and that will be it for koolNews at noon. We will return later with a 1-hour edition of koolNews at 6 for the latest news headlines and catch the special coverage of the former President Rodrigo Duterte's ICC pretrial later on the Dreamy Show and My Tulugan at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. respectively. Until then, I'm Caro and this has been koolNews at noon. This is your station, this is home, Kool FM. Good afternoon.